Hey everybody, Massachusetts Prepper here. Today we're doing the big reveal of the new YouTube studio. Now this is part 5, so if you've missed parts 1 through 4, they'll all be linked down there in the description below. We hope you'll come along right now and check it out with us. Okay everybody, let's do the reveal of the new YouTube studio. Right off the bat we see we've got some nice underglow in the work area around where the PC is and the table. Let's hit the lights. Okay, so now with the curtain open, you can see we get quite a bit of natural light in here. And if I turn off the lights, see, it's not all that bad, but when we have the lights on, everything looks a lot brighter, a lot nicer. Now, I'll bring you over here. Let's just do a quick pan around the room so you can kind of see what we've got going on. And then I'll take and explain to you a little bit about what there is in each one of these areas. Okay, when we come over here to the workstation, this is where I'm going to do all my editing and everything. And yeah, I know there's a little bit of an echo in here, and I've got a cold, so that's not helping. But anyway, this is the work area. And what we got going on here is we've got a 27-inch iMac with a 3 terabyte hard drive, 64 gigs of RAM, and it is an i7 running at 4.20 megahertz. Okay, so this is a workhorse. This is what's going to edit all the 4K videos that I shoot and everything else. And you can see I've got my notepad set up. Of course, you got to have the all-important atomic fireballs, you know, to help you in your creative processes. But we have everything set up. And I realized early on in here that I couldn't see from this room what was going on. You all know that I have a security system with 8 cameras, but I realized I was blind when I was working in here. So we did set up another 4-camera security system that gives me a pretty good view of what's going on around the house. Well, I also have this nice desk mat here, and it's great for, you know, setting your cell phone right there when you sitting down and working. It has 2 flip-up things that you can prop up your cell phones on, which I like. It's quite nice. Of course, we have the mouse for the security system. But moving over here, this is where all the tabletop reviews are going to happen, because I get the natural light coming in through this window, which helps light everything. And we've got a nice clear work area here. This is a westerly facing window, so in the afternoons I get sun streaming in and it just washes out anything that's on the table. So that's why we have the room darkening curtains. That helps with keeping the light out when I'm doing reviews later in the afternoon. Now, as you all know, I've experimented with different devices to help when I'm doing tabletop reviews. A lot of times you have a tripod put in front of the table and you're reaching around the tripod with whatever you're trying to do and trying to show, you know, and review the item. Makes it kind of hard. Now, this wall mount camera holder from Newer is a very nice addition to the studio. I added this nice ball mount onto it. This is great because it extends out to a total length of 49 inches, which is great because it really helps get your camera down here. So now you can zoom in on whatever it is you're working. And this arm with this lever right here lets you adjust this. You can bring it all the way up. It's 180 degrees. So if the ceiling wasn't in the way, I could bring it all the way up to the top of the ceiling, you know, pointing straight up. I can extend it straight out and use it to hold the camera to get a side angle shot or whatever. So I really like this. And of course we added some art to the walls just to kind of unsterilize the walls. The white looks very sterile without anything on it, so we needed that. And of course we added a nice little clock with the outside temperature and everything. So, you know, what's great about being at this workstation, which we added this nice Serta chair, which is very comfortable, keeps you in an upright position, good posture while you're doing your work here at the workstation. But as you can see, I have a nice view out the window, so I can kind of see what the weather is, see what's going on, and that's really nice. Now, for extra lighting, because sometimes, you know, it's just not going to be ideal, even though I have great lighting in here with all 4 of these LEDs on, sometimes you're going to need some special lighting, and that's where these 10 by 10 LEDs with barn doors come into play. I actually have 3 of these. There's 2 of them set up right here. And if I need the third one is right here on the shelf, and we're going to explain the shelving system in just a minute. These LEDs, they're adjustable. I can adjust the light settings on them. They have dimmers, so you can dim them and brighten them. And they work really, really well for backlighting and accent lighting, because there is covers that actually sit on these as well to give you some different shades of color. Now, as you notice, everybody's made comments on the blue wall. The blue wall is actually a chroma key wall. So in those times when I'm needing a green screen and I'm wearing a green shirt, I can actually stand in front of this blue wall and key out the blue colors, and that will work just fine. Now on this wall right here, I was going to use my muslin green screen, but that was a one-piece unit, and it hung from the ceiling all the way down to the floor, and I was finding it difficult to move it when I wanted to use the white wall as a background. So what I opted to go for was this newer paper backdrop system. And there's got to be some changes made, because the green screen that you see up there is a vinyl green screen, and it is very, very heavy. There was supposed to have been a third roll of backdrop paper, which was smoke gray or storm gray. And for whatever reason, the post office said that it was undeliverable and sent it back. So I had to contact Amazon as a very PO'd customer and let them know that I did not refuse it, that I wanted the item, and it's supposed to be delivered this morning, but hasn't been delivered as of yet, and it's almost 11 o'clock. So, well, it's not going to be in this shot, but there is a storm gray backdrop that goes up there on the top. Okay, the green one that you see right there, that one is going to be replaced. It's vinyl. It's very nice. I think it would do a phenomenal job. Unfortunately, it's so heavy, when you let it all the way down, it wants to unroll the whole thing. And since it only came on a 1 3/4 inch tube, my 2-inch holders that fit inside the tubes to hold the rolls did not fit. So I had to put in PVC pipe to get that to stay in there. And so it's taped onto the PVC, which means when it unrolls all the way to the bottom, it creases the vinyl, makes it look bad, and it's not going to work. But it's there for right now. I can use it. I just can't let the backdrop all the way down to the floor. Okay, so the options will be smoke gray, crimson, and a green screen for backdrops, and the white wall, which I can then illuminate with different colors if I so choose, using the LED lighting and covers. These are retractable backdrops. As you can see, there's the chains. They're plastic chains, and they let me reel these up and down. You also see a Rode boom microphone there, and that's so I can have good audio when I'm shooting these videos. Of course, my tripod. Now on this shelf here, we got all kinds of things. Pretty much the junk stays up on the top shelf. Items that I'm going to review is on this other shelf up here, and that's all stuff that I've still got to review. All my camera gear and of course my Corvette is set here, So normally the Canon 80D would be right here, but I'm shooting that with this camera. And, you know, the different lenses for the 80D. Then we've got the lenses for the M6 right here, and the M6 and the old workhorse, the JVC, that I used for my first year in YouTube. And of course, then we have a wireless audio system. And then we have the Mavic Pro, and of course the 3-mount suction cup that I use when I'm in the vehicles with the M6. Down below is the charging station, and I don't have all the stuff on here yet. There's still some cameras to go up there, like the GoPro and stuff like that. But you also see we have the G7X with a, you know, handheld tripod and all that stuff. But this is the battery station. Down here we have more gear, all the accessories, you know, for the lighting, the cables and everything, and of course batteries for the drones. And then on the bottom shelf, these are items that have to be reviewed ASAP. So we have the Fitbit Flyer headphones, the wireless headphones, and this is a box from Pinefire. These are things that need to be, you know, reviewed right away. And then down on the floor, you see the Typhoon H case, the Phantom 4 case, and my camera bag, which when I'm ready to go out in the field and do some shooting, I throw all my gear right in there and go. The flooring, this flooring was actually quite easy to install. We did throw a rug in here to help with some of the echo. This is a tall room. It's 9 foot tall. It's a tall room, so it's 9 foot tall. So we do get some echo in here. That was one of the things I did like about the muslin green screen, was it absorbed a lot of the echo. Now with that gone, we're getting some of the echo back. So I may have to do some kind of soundproofing treatment, but at the same time, I don't want to kill the ability to have the white wall and the blue wall for use. Anyway, guys, I don't want to make this a real long video. What I'm going to do is wrap this up with one final shot of the YouTube studio. And we did not paint the door yet. I'm wanting to give this door time to acclimate to the home, fully dry out before I paint it, because sometimes when you paint the doors, they're not fully dried and the insert panels shrink up and then you have to repaint them. So I'm going to let this acclimate to the house for about 6 months and then paint it. Okay, everybody. I hope you really enjoyed this series on the demolition and rebuild of the new YouTube studio. This was part 5 and the final episode of this series. If you missed the other 4 parts of this series, they're linked in the description below. Please check them out. But if you enjoyed this video and you enjoy the channel, please give me a huge thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button. I always appreciate your comments, whether good or bad. So if you do give me a thumbs down, at least tell me what you didn't like about the video. This is the Massachusetts Prepper saying, take care all.